Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Gradash. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai being the true name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. And shalom to you brothers out there laboring in this truth with all sincerity. This quick lesson is going to be based on, are the events in the Bible true? And looking at the lenses of this truth, looking through the lenses of this truth and the things that are, that have been evidence that have been found in the world based on a one particular incident that is Noah's, the flood and Noah's Ark. If the scriptures wasn't true, why are there a biblical world map in the Bible? Why are there landmarks that's in the scriptures, that's named in the scriptures, and there are landmarks actual on your actual map today? So these events has to tie up with this truth. But Esau wants to hide everything from us. But through the spirit of the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, things that come into light has been coming to light, and it still is coming to light. But I'm gonna play a little bit of this video and get a couple precepts, and Lord willing, this be edifying.
1987 in the June 20th, 1987 in the mountains of Ararat, Turkey officially recognized the discovery of Noah's Ark. Located on a mountainside about 15 miles south of the volcanic Mount Ararat, the story began in 1957 during the Cold War, when aerial photos taken of eastern Turkey while searching for Soviet missile bases revealed a strange boat-shaped formation in the mountains about 6,300 feet above sea level. The Ark rested in the 7th month on the 17th day of the month upon the mountains of Ararat. He found an ancient stele, like an ancient billboard, which depicted the boat shape, the familiar mountain ridge, several birds, and 8 faces within the boat shape. Clearly, this was a reference to the ship of Noah and its 8 survivors. On June...
First of all, where is Mount Ararat? Let's see. Mount Ararat, right here on the map. Right in Turkey. What is considered Turkey, kind of like on the border of Iran. So right kind of between Turkey and Iran, more so in Turkey. So there you have it, Mount Ararat, which still stands today. And that Mount Ararat is named in the scriptures. So for all you people who don't believe in the scriptures, that's a cut right there. That's prime evidence that the scriptures are true. The Bible is speaks of the past, present, and the future. It's a living document. Let me see. Because these Edomites, they go out and do a diligent search. I believe, we'll find out in the kingdom. They still got relics of King David. They still got all of our ancient artifacts, and we're gonna find out in the kingdom. And they're not gonna reveal that to us. The most recent thing that came into the know is the Russian icons. You see, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, things are getting revealed. The truth is coming out. Has been and still will, and we'll see what else to come is coming to be revealed. But this should, these things are just these things are more so a faith booster. for those of us that's in the know, those of us that is in this in the truth. All these things are faith boosters, the Russian icons, even this, the truth, the evidence that there is a Noah Ark, and these devils gonna keep that evidence away from us, because hey, if that's true, then that means everything else is true. That Babylon the Great has been hiding from the true Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Let me see. Because they go out and do a diligent search.
20th, 1987, in the mountains of Ararat, Turkey
It's this one part I wanted to speak on right here.
officially recognized the discovery of Noah's Ark. Located on a mountainside about 15 miles south of the Baltic.
That pic right there. You see that? That is a diligent search. You see? They going up there, taking all this time and money to actually find out the truth of the matter. Which brings me to this precept. It says Psalms 64:6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But the point is, hey, they accomplish a diligent search. Why? Because it's in the power of them to do so. They want to learn more and more about this truth. The fact that UFOs. And that's another thing. They have to come out with the UFO information. They know the UFOs are the chariots of Israel. And not little green men with big eyes. Why? Because they know. They hiding information. They hide more. I believe they know more than what they put out. But this right here proves that pic. Let that pic come back up. Bring it back.
On a mountainside about 15 miles south of the Baltic.
That pic right there proves that Esau does a diligent search to see. He wants to know. He know his history and he know ours too. Because like the saying goes, in order to tell a lie, you have to know the truth. So this is prime evidence right here. Look at that. They checking the ground, the soil, to see if this is really where the ark rested. Let's get that, matter of fact. No, that's in Genesis chapter 8. It says 8:1. It says, and the Most High God Yahweh remembered Noah and every living thing, and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters as waged, which they receded. They went down. The waters bagged off the land. And that that flood changed the geographical pattern of the earth. Because at one point the earth was one big landmass. That flood is what broke up the lands. So that same, and I seen an Edomite would make a statement, and it made sense. All the water that was in the flood, that water is still here. I wish I can find that video. I'll have to look. I'm gonna look in it in just 1 second, but he made a statement that kind of made sense. But let me finish these couple passages. It says, the fountains, verse 2, it says, the fountains also of the deep and the windows of heavens were stopped. It means it stopped raining. And the rain from the heaven was restrained. It stopped raining. It says, and the waters returned from off the earth continually. And after the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated. Verse 4, and the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat. So there you have it, which is a, like we just went and looked. It's an actual landmark right there. So, hey, that's proof. So the scriptures, hey, you can't do nothing against the truth before the truth. Let me go back to that. It says, and the water decreased continually until the 10th month, and the 10th month, on the first day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. So that's proof it rested in the actual mountains. It's telling you it rested in the mountains of Ararat. It says, and it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, and he had sent forth a raven which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. So, and it's a reason why he sent forth that raven, because raven are very smart birds. And the Lord, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father Yahweh granted Noah spiritual powers to be able to communicate with the animals. Because just think, how can you get all these animals upon this ark? And that's what these regular, what are they called? Atheist type people don't understand. They don't understand the power that the Heavenly Father has. But who gives a damn? They gonna burn anyway. But in thermonuclear destruction. But anyway, the Heavenly Father gave Noah spiritual powers to be able to communicate with the animals. It says, I'm gonna read that again. It came to pass at the end of verse 7. It says, and he sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up off the earth. And I looked up something on these raven birds. Right here it says, ravens are famous for their remarkable intelligence, complex communication, and playful nature. It says they are amongst the smartest birds in the world, capable of using tools, planning for the future, and even solving multi-step puzzles. So, hey, that's why he of all the birds he had within that ark, that's why he chose that bird to do that particular job. To send out to see if it was safe to come off the boat yet, to come off the ark. It says, verse 8, he also sent forth a dove from him to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he pulled forth his hand and took her and put her in unto him into the ark. Yeah. Verse look at that in the NLT on the right hand side. It says, but the dove could find no place to land because the water still covered the ground. So it returned to the boat, and Noah held out his hand and drew the dove back inside. See? He said, verse 10, he stayed yet another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came in to him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. See? So yeah, so he used a particular bird to let him know when we were on dry land. He was on dry land. It was safe to come off. And he stayed yet another 7 days and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. Yeah, but that's the point. Noah had spiritual powers to communicate with them animals, and that ark rested on Mount Ararat, and that's where they did that diligent search at, and they know that is the ark that Noah built, the ark that was in the great flood, and that's why Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is greatly to be feared. You're dealing with a power, our Heavenly Father. You're dealing with a power that drowned the entire planet and left only 8 souls out of that. Let me get this. Okay, in this video is speaking on a stele. Let me play some more of this real quick. Let me see. Right there.
On June 20th, 1987, during the Cold War, when aerial photos taken of eastern Turkey while searching for Soviet missile bases revealed a strange boat-shaped formation in the mountains about 6,300 feet above sea level. And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat. He found an ancient stele, like an ancient billboard, which depicted the boat shape, the familiar mountain ridge, several birds, and 8 faces within the boat shape. Clearly, this was a reference to the ship of Noah and its 8 survivors.
Yeah, and that ancient artifact, I looked it up and it brought up this article. It says the stele you're referring to is a controversial artifact discovered in 1977 near the Durapinar boat-shaped site in eastern Turkey. Associated with explorer Ron Wyatt, the basalt stone carving depicts a crescent-shaped boat, various animals, and 8 distinct faces inside the vessel. Let me jump down. Because these devils be lying, man. Let me see. It says here, while considering highly significant by some researchers, the stele is not widely recognized as mainstream archaeology. Mainstream historians and geologists classified the Durapinar formation itself as natural geological structure rather than the physical remains of the ark, and questioned the authenticity and interpretation of the stonemaker. But the point that I'm bringing out is, it says the formation itself is a natural. Okay, it says mainstream historians and geologists classified the formation itself as a natural geological structure. So the wherever the boat rested at, they saying that's a natural geological structure rather than the physical remains of the ark. See, they lying when they know. Through this, it's gonna come out. You know, they not gonna give you the truth. You know, they not gonna give you the truth. But it was one more that I wanted to share. Let me see, where was it? Find it. I believe it was okay, it was, I think it was within this. Okay. It says, Oh, here it is. It says, could this be Noah's Ark? It says, inside this massive boat formation in the Turkish mountains, the soil has far more organic matter, potassium, and lower alkalinity, and a pattern that may be consistent with ancient decayed wood. You see? So they did a diligent search and they know that, hey, it's ancient decayed wood under there. That's that diligent search, that pick that was
Shape formation in the mountains about 6,300 feet above sea
back a little.
Photos taken of eastern Turkey while searching for Soviet missile bases revealed a strange boat-shaped formation in the mountains about 6,300 feet above sea level. And the ark rested in the seventh
This pick right
rat.
here.
The story
That's the pick I'm looking for. Hey, they did a diligent search and they know. They know. They checked the soil. Esau double, triple checking the soil, checking the length, the width, the measurements, all that. Hey, but the truth gonna come out, man. The truth is out. Hey, the scriptures are real. The history of us Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans is real. The history of our forefathers is real. The fact that Edomites' time is up, Jake is up next to rule. All this is the truth. I'm gonna end out with this. Hey, 2nd Esdras 6:28. It says, "As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which has been so long without fruit, shall be declared." And hey, these brothers keep pushing, keep Lord willing, keep pushing this gospel, and the truth is being declared. The truth is consuming these lies like wood, like fire. This truth is going out like fire, consuming these lies like wood, man. But that's the point, man. I hope this lesson has been edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Until the next time, Shalom.